Hi, this is Al from Hydroponics again, here with an evening update. As always, sorry about the missing lighting here. I'm going to try and shift this light a bit. So, as you can see, the tomato plants are just doing a hell of a job. They're coming up, well, better than I could have expected, I suppose. They're also coming up at a rate that's not appropriate for this system, I think, because it's going to end up blocking off basically half of my system here. As you can see, I can't really get to the other half of this, and eventually it'll just block out everything, possibly even a lot of the sun to one side of the system. So even from the get-go, as you can see here, each of these pots are a 50mm pot. So you can see they're quite small, these pots. I have no doubt there's a hell of a root system on this one. I can feel it's already connected to the one next to it as well. It's going to be fun trying to get this out. Yeah, so, but I'm going to have to, for a couple of reasons. First one is clearing up the system, like I told you, but also because anything that bears sort of heavy fruit is just not. I don't think it's a good fit for the NFT system. I think many people have had issues with the roots clogging up the tubes eventually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my 4 tomato plants. I have 3 more yellow tomato plants coming hopefully tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them over here in my flood and drain system. I've moved out my, well, I've basically created a little bit of room over here. Pretty hard to see. Anyway, but there's a corner here that I should be able to put them into and give them a pot that's big enough for them to be able to grow a bit. I say grow a bit, but they're already growing plenty. The point is, they can grow without blocking out light for anything else, and if they do, great. It's just the only thing blocking out is going to be what the neighbors are seeing on my terrace, so that's just fine. So they're going to go in there, and I will try and see if I can make room for the other yellow tomatoes. They're probably going to go over in the NFT system, despite my recommendations a couple of seconds ago, just because when they get here, they're going to be very small. They're going to be about 9 centimeters, I think. In fact, I think that might be them coming now. Anyway, they're going to go over there, and that should clear up my system. And in the meantime, the less than optimal fogger arrived, the one that I was talking about from China. Well, apparently they realized they were in the wrong, and so they said, look, you know what, you keep it, and we don't want it back. So I said, okay, fine. So I've basically been sort of repairing it and now putting it in a float that I created. And it's just a bit of a test to see if a one-head fogger is enough. I mean, it seems to be a little bit underpowered maybe, but you know, it might work. There's no nutrients in this water. This is just a simple test to see whether or not it will actually fill the chamber with only a one-head fogger. And it seems to be doing alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put proper pH balanced water with nutrients in this. And I'm going to let my poor half-dead plants, because they were drowned in this system, have a go at it, see how that works. And then little by little, hopefully, as the NFT system clears out, with these big bad tomato plants, I should be able to get more stuff in there. I've already sort of propagated, well, yeah, you probably can't see this, it's too dark now. But I've put in quite a few extra things along in all of the tubes. So that will be interesting. One last update here I think is worth having a look at is, I don't know if you remember from the other day, but I've got some cloves of garlic that I stuffed in there. So as you can see, they're actually starting to set some pretty nice roots. It's not looking too bad at all. So it won't be long until I'm gonna stuff them in small net pots, I think, just as a beginning, and then I'll put them over in the NFT system as well. For now, they're just gonna have a little bit longer time in here. As you can see here, nice looking guy. It's funny because as soon as you pull it out, you can smell tomatoes and you can smell cucumbers, because it's really nice cucumbers for some reason. Yeah, it smells like tomatoes. It's interesting. Oh, this. There we go. So this bad boy here, yeah, I mean it's quite the root. So, and I mean this is what, 2 weeks old. So you can imagine after a season in the tubes, I think there's quite a few examples on YouTube of people growing tomatoes out in these tubes, which is very effective, but it does, at some point clog up the tubes completely. So this is why I'm moving them over into bigger pots. So yeah, there you have it. Alright, so I managed to move over my tomato plants. Mission accomplished? Maybe. It wasn't pretty, to be honest, and I think I may have bent one of these stems a bit too harsh, simply because the weight of it, when it wasn't supported when I was trying to repot it, it ended up sort of bending over, and I'm afraid it might have damaged the stem, but we'll see if it recovers. I've tied them up just very, very gently. We'll see if that does it. I'll do a better job of tying it up after a day or two. If it recovers, I'll sort of tidy everything up. But for now, I think it looks like these two pots that I put them in, side by side, it's hard to see, but I think it's a good fit. And I've cleared out a lot of the undergrowth that I had. Yeah. Thanks for this time. See you next time.